Everybody, Rich Lang with Prep You outside the bunker in the family room, hanging out with the family dogs. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving, and hope everybody didn't eat too much, and you had a good time, and you followed whatever kind of regulation you were supposed to follow. I don't know. It's hard to keep track these days. But anyhow, this is your weekly update for 11/29/2020. We're going to look at some firearm news and legislation. Got a not so new product, but a cool product that everybody should own that I'll talk about. We're going to talk about some past videos and some videos that are coming up. I'm going to touch on a why I carry that I talked about last week. It's just my favorite why I carry. You know, it's awesome. Got ammo update, some shout outs, and if I can think of one, some final thoughts. So let's get going here. All right. So, Oklahoma. House Bill 2597, enacted on 11/1/2019, is Oklahoma's constitutional carry law. And that was enacted by the legislature, and the governor signed it and everything. But it's funny, I read an article where ever since then, time after time, and Democrats have worked their hardest to either reduce it, get rid of it, go back to the way it used to be, and time after time, the Oklahoma Supreme Court and Governor, I think it's Stitt, has stopped them. So it's unfortunate. You'd think it'd be pretty common with the Second Amendment, but hey, keep chipping away, don't they? All right, Kansas. An owner of an Army surplus store was making and selling unregistered homemade suppressors. Sounds like a bad idea to me, but what do I know? He and a customer were arrested and convicted under the 1934 National Firearms Act, which requires American citizens to register any commercial silencers and pay a $200 federal tax. The reason for that 1934 law was this is to reduce the number of silencers in the hands of the general public. Now it's funny here because and this has always been a problem, people don't understand it. It goes back and forth between suppressors and silencers. And even in this article I read, it kind of went back and forth. But they aren't really silencers because they don't silence the weapon. Or the firearm, excuse me. They don't silence the sound of the firearm. They actually suppress it. They bring the decibel level down where you're not going deaf. You don't have to wear hearing protection. I mean, as heavy a hearing protection as you need to, especially indoors. You know, so where you hear silencers, they mean suppressors. You can't silence a firearm. I'm sure someone out there is going to say, "Oh yeah, you can." But anyhow. Who bans them? What state bans them? You have District of Columbia, California, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, and Rhode Island actually ban them. So this case eventually made it up to the U.S. Supreme Court, where they upheld the 1934 law. I have no idea what it cost the two gentlemen. The one buying it and the one selling it, but it didn't talk about that in the article. One thing it did not take up at the request of the Trump administration was they did not take up the question if silencers are covered under the Second Amendment. Interesting question. But in July of 2020, the Trump administration got the State Department to allow U.S. suppressor manufacturers to sell internationally. So up until that point, manufacturers in Illinois were not allowed to sell on the international suppressor market, which is a huge market, because a lot of the countries out there allow them. They know they aren't silencers. They know they're suppressors. So basically, I'm sure the government's still going to get their money, and the suppressor manufacturers are making them and selling them. And if I remember right, there was an act not too long ago someone tried to put forward it was the Noise Reduction Act or the Hearing Protection Act of such and such, and I think some senators tried to push forward a bill allowing suppressors to be sold nationally, where states couldn't ban them, and I'm sure it had something to do with 2A and stuff like that. But it went nowhere, like a lot of things, like the National Concealed Carry license has gone nowhere. Here's some information I got off the Illinois State Rifle Association bulletin, a couple of different bulletins. It was heard on Friday, November 19th. I don't know. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just reading this. A few of Joe Biden's talking heads were floating the idea of mandatory gun buybacks. Well, we've heard that. We've heard that from Beto O'Rourke, who I believe was originally thought to be on a cabinet appointee for Joe Biden, but definitely working as his gun czar. Like people say, how can somebody buy something back that they didn't sell in the first place? But who knows? We'll see. The man isn't even in office yet, so making assumptions like that are hard, but his past goes down that way, because if you think about it, you know, Joe Biden was President Obama's point man for gun control, so I'm sure there are going to be some executive orders come down the pipe. We know they talked about a federal tax for magazines and firearms, specifically assault weapons, which a hammer can be an assault weapon, but you've heard me say that. Crazy things liberals have said. We all know that there was a shooting in a mall in Wauwatosa. Say that 10 times. Wisconsin, several people were injured. The mayor made the comment that the mall is a gun-free zone. If the shooter had complied with the policy, no one would have been hurt yesterday. Really? Okay. Amazing. All right, new product. You kind of saw it on the picture of the video, but this is something we carried with us in the fire department. This is a car escape tool. This end is a center punch, breaking windows, and when you pull this out, it's a seatbelt cutter. My kids, my wife, and I have these on every single key ring that we have. There's also spares in the cars I carry with. Also have this in my go bag and my bug out bag, specifically for the more or less the window punch. I called it a hole punch, didn't I? Yeah, a window punch. But works real well. We've used this to get into cars in the fire department when people have locked keys in there and there's been kids inside. They said just take the window, and we have. It's much safer than using an axe for everybody. So that's your car escape tool. You can find them on Amazon. This one doesn't even, well, it's so old. Oh yeah, here we go. Rescue Me. All right, Rescue Me is the manufacturer, but you can find them out there. Some companies even give like the seatbelt cutters as gifts, you know, like State Farm and stuff like that. You can find them. Go to Amazon, easiest place. Amazon runs the world. They sell everything, don't they? Yeah. So, all right, past videos to check out. All right, let's talk about one that everybody should really be thinking about, especially this time of year, since there's so many goodies and food and gathering and drinks and stuff like that. I'm in a video called Exercise to Escape. Keeping fit to escape, basically, is what it is. It's a great video to take a look at. It just kind of goes over, you know, your mind, you know, think about it, you know, staying in shape, you know, because let's face it, you know, during times of emergency, it's very stressful. You can have heart attacks, strokes. If you're not up to the task, you can trip, you can break a leg, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, Exercise to Escape, great video. And this one keeps coming up, which is amazing. When I look at my my analytics and everything, a quick guide to Illinois concealed carry law. It is absolutely our most popular video out there. I mean, it's well over 25,000 views, which is incredible. I know some sites they get that all the time, but most preppers don't. So I'm very, very happy. Active shooter, escape or engage. Wauwatosa Mall is a great example of that. People are, depending on what state you live, are able to gather at malls and stores and stuff like that. Prime opportunities for nut bags to go in and try to make a name for themselves, or terrorists, although it's mostly nut bags, nut jobs that do that kind of stuff. If you're new to this website, we got a great video called Building a Basic Disaster Kit that's really nice. There's also our bag videos and our playlists. We got a lot of really good playlists. I mean, it's firearm related and bag related, and just back and forth, natural disaster related. And we try to make it a little bit easier because we've got over 165 videos now. Yeah, there's a lot out there, and perusing through them can be kind of boring and stuff like that. Oh, did I say that? Upcoming videos, we are actually going to take the quick guide to Illinois concealed carry philosophy, and we are going to take a look, and Illinois residents, you'll understand this one. We're going to take a look at Senate Bill 1966. That's the one that was really set for redoing some of the rules for bail for arrested people so they could get out. And of course, there's 3 beautiful amendments on there, and we're going to try to dig into those amendments. And though it's been passed, just know what's coming down the pipe your way in Illinois. Yeehaw. All right, why I carry. Like I said last week, my favorite title. Texas crabber defeats armed robber. There you go. A Port Arthur man and his female companion were crabbing on Pleasure Island when a man with a rifle approached them and demanded money and their property. I wonder if he asked for their crab. During the interaction, the male crabber was able to receive a handgun from his nearby truck and fire on the robber. The robber died in the ensuing exchange of gunfire, and the crabber's female companion sustained a minor wound. See? Again, why I carry. This is why you need to carry. It's everywhere. Fishing, crabbing, going to the mall, taking the garbage out, all that kind of stuff. It's why you should carry. Those of you in constitutional carry states, God love you. We're moving there soon. Those of you not, get your FOID, get your CCL, and carry. It's crazy times. Even though 2020 is coming to an end, well, who knows what's going to happen in 2021? It can only get more fun. Ammo update. Good luck. I gave up. Yeah, I can't even find anything. Nobody's got anything. You can find boxes here, boxes there, but man, it's like double or triple the price that it was. So just do your best, do diligent out there, grab it when you can. That's all I can tell you, Shout outs, bunch of great shout outs. Hey, Viper, thanks for your cool comment. I appreciate that. Chuck G commented he wished that the legislatures would spend more time keeping people in jail or putting them in jail than messing with people that are lawful gun owners. And Chuck, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if they tackled the illegal gun trade? Or what about just even not dismissing gun charges on people because they don't want to deal with it, which they do all the time. Ask lawyers that work in those courts, and also talk to your state's attorney, which I have. Chicago WSOX 212 wondered about, and this was going back to about saving your brass. Wondered about 22 brass, and I said, heck yeah. And the reason being, think about it. Think about a bucket, and if it's just full of 308, 45, 9 mil, whatever else, that little 22 will fall in between and fill up all the voids and give you more weight. I save everything. Sure, one little 22 doesn't weigh that much, but a bucket of 22s compacts better, you know. So yeah, save your 22. Like I said, fill up a bucket, put it in the corner, fill up a couple of buckets, go get a $1.50 or whatever you can for your brass and put it back into your arsenal, shall we say. Smitty, I agree. No reloads for me either. I will not put reloads in my firearm at all. Reese, thank you. You know what I mean. Thanks a lot. Ban everything. Thank you for the radio suggestions. Awesome. As a matter of fact, I asked him if it'd be okay if I used some of his ideas and made a short video, and I'm going to. That's another video we're going to do. And you can see all his suggestions in the comment area of my Everything is on Sale prepping tip of the week. I think that was like last week. Yeah, last week. Yeah, Thanksgiving week it was in there. So check it out. Some great suggestions for emergency radios and stuff like that. So when I started doing this, putting all this stuff together, I always have a last page that says final thoughts. I got no final thoughts this week. I mean, maybe I'm just burned out from Thanksgiving and thinking about the Christmas holiday coming up and just tired of regulations and specifically, you know, COVID regulations coming and going and being in school and not being in school and this and that. I'm just tired. You know, are you tired? You know, the nice thing about the Christmas season, I'm starting to see a lot of lights put up here and there and all around. And it starts to warm your heart, especially we had our granddaughter with us this weekend, and she absolutely fell in love with snowmen. And she has no idea who Santa Claus is yet, but, you know, she's going to. Oh, she will. You know, but it was also almost a breath of fresh air. You new parents understand what I'm talking about. Grandparents, you definitely know what I'm talking about because this is the second time around seeing the world through a new set of eyes, and I think that's a great way to look at it. I mean, we're just coming past an election. It's been a tough year. Just look at the world through new eyes, you know, and just take a deep breath. Enjoy the holiday season. Be cautious. Be prepared, but have fun. Just go out there and enjoy life. That's what I've got to say, because it is very much too short. And the older I get, the shorter it seems, because can't fight math. That's just the way it is. Every day I wake up and look in the mirror, I can tell that I'm getting a little bit older. Anyhow, that's it. So I guess I did have some final thoughts after all. Sorry about that. But that's it. Subscribers, thank you so very much. Please, subscribers, pass this along to other people that you know. And we're talking about doing some giveaways coming up. A few things that we might we've collected over the many years of me prepping, and it will go out to people that make comments on videos and stuff like that. But I'll let you guys know a couple weeks down the road how we're going to do that. It'll be a real cool giveaway thing. Obviously, I'll have to know your address, so you'd have to send me your address, text it to me or whatever, and we can go from there. So, but again, subscribers, thank you. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We could really use a whole bunch more subscribers. We're about 1,270, something like that, which is pretty cool. And please comment as often as you can. When you see the video, please like the video. Or if you don't like it, and tell me why you don't like it so I can improve the next one. But other than that, remember, always be aware of your surroundings, because it seems like there are so many people out there that are clueless and are not paying attention to what's going on around them. Also, make sure your shelves are stocked and your bags are packed with at least 72 hours of bug out evacuation food and at least 30, 60, 90 days or more of shelter-in-place food. And please, prep like your life depends on it, because it really does. Thanks a lot. Take care. See you next week.